What's up, beautiful, beautiful people? How are you guys doing today? My name is Luffy, and I'm back on Sunday, April 26th to give you guys some more updates on the PPP program and the EIDL. So last week was a major week for both of those programs. Congress passed Stimulus Bill 3.5, which had $484 billion in it. $310 billion going towards the PPP and $60 billion going towards the EIDL. That's the good news. Bad news, the money's gonna go quick, okay? First round of funding for PPP went in 13 days. All of the money was gone within 13 days. I'm expecting this one to go even quicker. And reason being, you could have applied in between the end of round one and the beginning of round two, as well as all the people from round one who didn't receive funding are now pushed through to round two. This is why, guys, this is why you have to stay on top of what's happening. You can't just watch the news and see, oh, there's going to be more money added to these programs. Let me go apply tomorrow once it opens up. No, okay? You have to be on top of it. This is why I create these videos for you guys, so that you guys know exactly what's going on and you can make sure that you can protect yourself and your business. Speaking of the PPP, a lot of large companies that were receiving backlash last week for taking out PPP funds once it was revealed, such as Shake Shack, Potbelly, and a few other companies. Mnuchin on Thursday told all publicly traded companies that they have until May 7th to return the PPP funds so that they can still remain in good standing with the SBA. That way they wouldn't have violated the certification that you have to do once you're applying for the PPP. You make a certification that these funds are absolutely necessary for us to continue running operations. Mnuchin made the argument that any publicly traded company is not eligible because they have access to other forms of capital, and that invalidates that certification. I've made the same argument before, especially because it seems like many people aren't bringing up the program that I made a whole video on, the Main Street Lending Program, which is a huge program that the Fed created when they did the $2.3 trillion stimulus package, not the one from Congress. This is from the Fed, the Federal Reserve, $2.3 trillion. You can go back and look at my other video where I talked about it. These loans start at $1 million minimums. Okay, and they go up to $150 million. These are geared for small and medium-sized business, particularly the businesses that we're bashing, and the ones who are taking out 20, 30, 40, 50. Some company got 60 to $90 million in PPP funding across all its different LLCs. They should have applied for the Main Street Lending Program. Reason they probably didn't is because you can have most of the PPP be forgiven if you just make your payroll payments, your rent payments, utilities, mortgage interest payments and such. But this upcoming week, look for, probably on Friday, you'll probably see a headline that says PPP funding has run out, or some other variant of that. That's okay. The other big news that's happening this week, as we see from today, is Thursday. We're going to see the unemployment data that comes out. You guys probably know by now, every Thursday I go into a little deep dive into the unemployment numbers so I can give you guys some information. I'm expecting that this week we'll pass 30 million. We'll probably get about 30 million people within the past 6 weeks or so who have applied for unemployment, filed an initial claim for unemployment benefits. And like I always tell you guys, the headline unemployment number isn't that relevant. Whether it's 15%, 20%, whatever, isn't super important. What we want to do is dive deeper into the actual numbers, find out where these jobs are being lost, because that tells us a lot bigger or a lot more accurate of a story than just how many people lost their jobs. If you're starting to notice jobs, which I mentioned in my last unemployment report, for some reason, the Department of Labor, 30 out of the 50 states left no comment this time on where the job losses were, as opposed to before when, maybe only 5 states or so left no comment. So I'm not sure if this is a trend that's going to continue. It was kind of weird when I looked at it last time, but I honestly believe it's because maybe these states are being incentivized to not share this information because the jobs that are being lost now were some of those safer jobs, as opposed to before, when we knew, for instance, that a lot of people who worked in the restaurant and services industry would lose a lot of jobs. PPP, unemployment, EIDL, big things to look out for this week. Thank you guys for watching the video. I really appreciate you. If you like the content that I make, feel free to subscribe to my channel. It would help me out. Thank you once again. One love. I'm out.